Hello, my name is Joseph Carlson, and this is the Tabletop Experiment, episode 43, Dragonlance Part 34. You're probably going to hear me say that again, but we had a lot of technical problems with this episode. It wasn't all me this time. Todd's camera and mic died before the episode started, and then we're in and out kind of in the episode. He had to do a bunch of stuff to get onto Discord another way. Swami was muted for a bit. Then he had to leave. He had a family emergency. Just tons of stuff happened. And then I muted somebody on my end, but because we had so many technical problems, I really didn't notice it until a few minutes in, but I don't think it really mattered. We were just doing the catch up and all that, the recap. So yeah, stick with it. I'm going to edit most of that stuff out of the beginning of the episode, but just wanted to give you a heads up if there's a weird audio bug or something. It's technology. We're doing this remotely with OBS recording from Discord, so there's problems. You're doing this to this to this. So just a heads up, there's going to be a couple of hiccups, but like I said, I'll get them out of the episode. And if you like what you hear, even though this isn't the best version of the podcast, please like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. So enjoy. Anyway, bye. Hello, my name is Joseph Carlson, and this is the Tabletop Experiment, episode 43, Dragonlance Part 34. Man, we're creeping up on 50 episodes, gentlemen. I'm joined once again. Todd is in the ether. His camera died. His mic died. Someone call the police. Hopefully we'll do a wellness check. Hopefully he's okay. Jesse is here joining us. He's playing Martok again. He had a week off. It was probably very peaceful. He just got to passively eat croissants that weren't burnt. And he went to a church service that he didn't have to worry about listening to. So maybe a bonus. I don't know. Swami Christian is here playing Swami. He also got to go to a church sermon that he didn't really have to listen to. And I don't think he really had a croissant because he seems like an anti-croissant kind of guy. But he lets people drag him places. So he let people drag him to the croissant shop, but not eat the croissant. And Fade is here. He's playing O'Grady, who just keeps going to the croissant shop because he's like, I know it's in town and I know what I get when I go there. So, yeah.
I like.
Yeah, it's what you like. So you got to do it. So just to recap, O'Grady got a side quest along with Uriel. He followed the person who has been following him, a cloaked figure named Jack. Jack had a French accent. Kind of a bad French accent, and basically said that his uncle was stuck in the Feywild and he was trying to get O'Grady's attention to help him, and that he would pay O'Grady to get his uncle out of the Feywild. O'Grady, did you write down the amount that he was going to give you?
It was 100 on the deposit and then 100 for the insurance, wasn't it?
Right. It was 100 deposit and then 100 for the return. I don't know what's going on. Welcome to modern technology. So we'll just have to use a theater of the mind. But I am looking at Tailspire so I can direct your characters where to go and such. But basically, O'Grady and Uriel and, the group got a side quest. But you guys are kind of towards the end of the second day of your R&R. Martok found out that Darrett will meet him in the morning and go over the plans to go to the Northern Wastes. He's got a lot of stuff planned at the docks. He told Martok that he's, planning a bunch of people to leave. And Uriel and O'Grady and everybody else, because you guys were falling behind, but you guys weren't here last week. Tatina leaned into Uriel and said, I have a new prototype for the Rocky Talkies. Come see me before you leave. I will be on the trip with you, but see me before you leave. That way, I can give you the prototype.
Nice. Are we
You're
ready to leave?
I mean, you're leaving the croissant shop now. O'Grady. Sorry, what?
Swami's with us now, right?
Swami is with you now. Yeah, I mean, he was kind of following behind, but just for ease of use, since you guys weren't there, he's basically just being the quietest rogue sorcerer you've ever seen, just sneaking behind things. It's like, do you want a croissant? He's like, shh. No, I don't know what he was doing, but he basically was being clever. So.
Real quick then. Swami, it grew back.
You're muted.
And that is all we needed to hear.
That is all we needed to hear.
And that refers to the mother matron's pinky that you cut off. That you guys were wondering if it grew back or not, and it does in fact grow back.
And he's
Mhm.
running.
Can we go find her?
Yeah,
Can
absolutely.
we go?
I mean,
Let's go talk to
you
her.
know where the market
Let's
is.
go.
You know.
Yo, Grady, let's go talk to her. Let's all go talk to her real quick. Let's go
Martok, what
run
do
some more
you
science.
run some more
Let's
science?
go run some more science real
I'm
quick.
sure that's how all scientists were like, let's go do some more. I mean, maybe
I'm
let's
just
go do,
saying, bro.
let's go do some more science.
Let's go test. Let's
Uh,
go test it.
do you? I mean, what do you guys want to do? While you're all kind of like leaving the croissant shop, you talk to Jack. That guy, he's still sitting there eating his croissant. He's hired you guys to go. He said that like his uncle was in the Feywild and his uncle was messing around up north. Maybe Uriel did find that information for a teleporter or something. Maybe there's a sign of his uncle up north. Basically, is what he alluded to. That he alluded to like there's something up there. He was messing up there. Uriel knows of that teleportation thing. Maybe there's something there. And also, I believe that his uncle knew of some elves that were up there, that were kind of looking around.
Well, sounds like we want to go to find the undead lady first before we go north.
Okay.
Oh no, before we go to the Rocky Talkies and then up north. Right, that's the.
Okay.
Just,
So you want to go to the market? It's like mid morning after the church service. Market's kind of in full swing.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Well, Swami kind of probably needs to be here.
Yeah, because he was
So
the one that
let's.
wanted to go to the market.
It
So
was one of those.
you guys can look around. I mean,
let-
Swami and O'Grady, it sounds like want to do science. There's still things at the market that you can look at, Martok. You know, there's weapon people.
Can you hear me?
We can hear
Yes.
you now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to use my damn phone.
Well,
Yeah.
you're good.
You gotta download the app and all that.
Yeah, you're fine. I can hear
No,
you.
I had it on my phone. I was just trying to figure out why all of a sudden I could hear y'all perfectly, and I was trying to talk the whole time, but
And
then
you
all
just
of a
thought we were all
sudden,
being big assholes. We're like, not. You're like, screw that guy. He's weird. We're not going to
no,
talk to him.
because I could see that my icon wasn't popping up when I was talking. So
I got you. Well, did you hear everything, or you were? I mean, I basically just recapped. Swami heard that the mother matron in the market grew back her pinky, and he wants to go do more science with O'Grady.
yeah,
So everybody kind of agreed to go to the market. But they're like, if you guys don't want to, if Martok and Uriel don't want to do science, you can just look at the market. There's tons of stuff. You know, there's weapon vendors. You already met the healing guy there.
Blown most of our money.
Have you? I mean, I don't know what you guys are hitting on.
I'm dead broke.
Okay.
For sure.
You guys really haven't tapped much into the O'Grady game.
The O'Grady, though.
And-
Oh yeah,
And I
O'Grady
spent all of
is
O'Grady's money, so-
yeah. O'Grady is pretty much a bank right now because he doesn't spend any of his money. He doesn't need.
I'm always demanding that money, but I don't spend it.
Yeah, that's right. He is really. That is literally what your character has been doing. Is like, I need the money to go do something. What are you gonna do with it? I don't know. It's just fun.
I just need my money by Monday.
I want. Yeah, I do. I don't care how you get it to me. I just need it by Monday. So great. I'll just go to Uriel and Martok. We're waiting for Swami. You guys don't have to go to the market. We're using the theater in mind. If O'Grady, do you want to go do more science, or are you like, whatever, man? I don't really.
Sure, I don't got anything.
You don't have anything going on.
No.
So I'll just say you and Swami go to the market. Martok, Uriel, you're in basically the courtyard of Calamane, and I recapped it, and I'll let you guys know. There's a lot of buildings going up and a lot of workers around building those. You see a lot of activity. You see more refugees streaming into town. It kind of seems to pick up more and more every day. The town's getting busier. But again, you guys could do whatever you want. Like I said, you just left the croissant shop.
I guess I'll go get some summer sausage, like some preserved meats for the road or whatever.
I mean, that would be at the market. There is a vendor there, so you want to go to the market and talk to the.
Yeah.
There's a ration guy there. A camping whatever guy got tents, rations,
cheese. And
Uriel, what do you want to do? Are you gonna break from the group? Or are you gonna go to the market or?
I know you want to know about this finger. I
Can you
know
hear
that's
me?
one thing.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Jesse to the
So everybody's going to the
market.
market. Okay, so you guys pick either
Yeah.
what did I hit? I hit something. Oh, hey! For some reason, my face
yeah.
is now. There you go. Did he go away again or what? Oh, there. No, I see what happened. All right, you're just gonna get to see my face twice. Hang on. So I'll let you guys pick, but either group of you guys roll initiative because that's who I'm gonna focus on first. So either Martok or Uriel rolls, or O'Grady or Swami rolls, and then
Got a 15.
okay. Okay, so I think I know how this is gonna go. We're gonna go with Martok, and we're gonna go with Martok, and I'll just
Listen,
what
this is 4 weeks in a row with low numbers.
yeah.
I'm about to start cheating soon.
Okay, well, roll the real dice and cheat. We would never know because you're gonna roll nat 20s all the time.
Oh dear Lord!
So Martok, I'll go to you first. What do you want to do in the market? You want to get the rations and go to the tent guy?
Yeah. So I got I already have a little pony keg of was it beer or wine?
It was beer. You got the good
Yeah.
beer, if I remember right. You bought like the
good
good.
beer.
Good.
Yeah. You bought the
You got
good.
the
Cask
expensive
of
stuff.
ale. Yeah. So I want to get some summer sausage and cheese for the road so that we can have a chill time every once in a while, plus rations and all that stuff.
Okay.
He wants us to be fancy lads.
Fancy.
Yeah.
So you go
Hey,
and as you're kind of like walking through the market, you guys have already met Tank the Druid, and he had like the herbalism kits and the healers kits and all that. And he's got a booth there's a booth right next to that with like no one there. And as you guys kind of walk around, you see in that other booth like dried herbs and like packaged up rations, with like day 1, day 2 on them. It says like there's dried meats hanging up. You see like an oiled tent kind of spread out in the back, like a Kmart display, of like this is what it would look like if you set it up. And as you guys are kind of looking around, Tank is like sitting by the one thing, and nobody's coming by like the healer kit / herbalism kit booth, and he kind of turns to you and kind of like does the long step sideways and goes, I see you found my other venture here. How can I help you, gentlemen? It's good to see you again.
Hey, we want some rations, right? And then some nice meals that we can prepare on the road.
Oh, so just some perishable goods that are preserved.
Right. Got it.
Okay. Martok, you're wearing your armor, aren't you, from the Knights of High Sorcery?
Yep. Yeah, I have the Knight's Armor on.
And you're always wearing your robes, right, of the Mage of High Sorcery?
Yes.
He's like, well,
Yes, I am.
I don't want to upset 2 orders that are in Calamane, so I'll give you 5 days of rations for a silver, and for each of you. And the preserves, I could get something together. If you give me a bit, I have to package some things. He points to some hanging meats and some herbs, and like he's got eggs. He's like, these are perishable, but if you use them quickly, they go quite nice. And he's like, if you give me a minute, if you give me another 5 silver, I can get you probably 2 days of perishables.
Got it.
Together.
Yeah, let's both take.
So it's a gold each for. You get 5 days of rations and then like 2 days of. We'll say it's 2 days. So we'll say it's 7 days of rations to make it easy. All right. So yeah, you're kind of dickering with him, and he's like,
Oh, crap.
"Oh,
I did have rations.
well, now you have more. Hey, you are going to be in the desert. It might be hard to survive.
Yeah, we
it.
need plenty of rations. I think that's going to be an important thing.
Yeah. You guys. He's like. He tells you, he goes, it'll take a few minutes to get the 2 days ready. He's like packing it up, he's got like little crates. He's like, feel free to walk around the market. This shouldn't take long.
Cool. And my summon horse, can he just like be out all the time?
Yeah,
Like, as a pack animal?
he's out for 24 hours, but you have 2 charges with him. Don't worry, I won't be a dick. There is a way to recharge it, but you only have limited number of charges with your horse. So he
Oh,
could be out.
okay.
Maybe don't use it unless we need it.
Yeah, I see what you're saying there.
Like I said, I'm not going to be a dick and be like, well, it looks like you're going to walk 150 miles, but you know.
How much does like an actual donkey cost? Because I don't have much money.
You know,
for
that is a good question. And on the equipment list, I've never looked up donkey. So we're going to do this in real time.
Or pack mule.
Yeah. So this is really, people love it when you look up rules in real time in a D&D podcast. Let me tell you, it's the best thing ever. People are like, you don't know? No, I just don't have the rules.
Oh, here we go. A donkey or a mule.
Oh, you got it?
8 gold pieces.
Really?
8?
Yep.
Do you have 8 gold?
I have 8.
All right.
O'Grady's like, who's got the money? And he just slides into frame.
O'Grady's
like,
not with us.
I heard someone needed a loan. High yield, high interest loan.
I vote you buy it.
Monday.
We go get
Monday.
Okay, so I guess I'm buying a...
You'd probably have to go back to the stables. Where remember the dwarf was there selling kebabs, and that's where you guys had the bar and the stables were there. You could probably ask somebody there.
Hey, we can get that drunk mule in there.
You don't get to buy. No, that's a bartender. He's very important. You can't remove him from that location. He's got a job.
So we can't have that.
You're taking jobs out of the community. What? That's his job. Like you're just ruining. Yeah, if you go back to the stables, the guy sees you kind of like look in the livery. There's a couple horses parked, and you actually see a couple donkeys. One of them has a saddle. The other one has like empty wine casks on him and stuff. And the kebab guy, the door comes out. He's like, "Can I help you, gentlemen?"
I think we need a donkey.
Oh, you're gonna be up in the wastes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking around town. A lot of people going up in the waist. I actually, you see him come over. He walks over to the donkey like in the corner, and he pets it. You hear it whisper something in Dwarven. Do either of you guys speak Dwarven?
I don't know.
Okay.
Draconic and common.
No.
He whispers something in it, and he's like, I could rent you a donkey? This is my only donkey. He said that the military came through, and he points to you, Martok. He's like, you requisitioned a lot of livestock. Apparently, they're loading the boats at the dock, and,
All right. Well,
he's like,
how much is a... Hold on.
He goes, I'll rent you this one, though. I mean, it's a good donkey.
Well, we can't guarantee that we can bring it back. You never know what happens.
Fair enough. I like a man who's a straight shooter.
So how about we
what about
buy
a
it,
horse?
And then we'll sell it back once we're done. So it's sort of a rent, but it's kind of...
Do you have a horse that you can sell?
He's like, actually, I don't. These are all people that are at the market. If I sold one of these, Jim over there is going to get mad. He starts pointing to people. He's like, that guy over there, really mad. That guy over there, kind of mad. That guy over there, he'd beat me up. He's like, these are not my horses, basically. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, it's fine. We're not trying to steal a horse or anything.
This is
all right.
Sky.
I have a bag of holding. We don't have to have one. I just thought about it. Kind of be cool.
Yeah. So I'll go to you, O'Grady. I know you wanted to see science, and Swami's not really here. But do you want to ask the matron mother any questions? I mean, you were kind of questioning her. Like you guys were kind of listening while she was talking about Soth. She seems to have some knowledge of ancient times, interesting things.
I mean, she is ancient.
Yeah, she's very old, so she does remember, like, things.
I don't know. I kind of tagged on this because this was more Symphony's conquest, but...
Well, remember, I mean, just to give you a heads up, you are going, you were just involved with that guy who's dealing with the Feywild, and I mean, if she knows anything about the Feywild or anything, could help you out.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I could ask her.
Yeah. She's just at her booth doing the same thing, like no emotion. And you guys, as you walk up, I'll say just for, to make it really quick, Martok, Uriel, you guys got your package of goods, and in the package there's a cast of wine, like a clay cast of wine with a handle and a cork. And as you pick it up, Tank's like, "That's for you guys."
Sweet. Thank you.
He's like, "Safe travels. Good luck up north."
I
He's like, "If you find anything interesting, let me know." Do you
I
guys?
will bring it back.
He's like, "Even better." You guys see that, O'Grady is behind you, basically, at that booth, because it was behind that booth. Do you just turn around and talk to, see what O'Grady's doing? Because he's like walking up to the Make Your Mother or whatever.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
So, like, you guys kind of all walk up, and as you guys kind of like all meet in the middle, you see these two little kids turn around from her booth, and they're crying, and they like run away. They're like, and they just run away, and she's like, "Have a good day." Like, no emotion, And the kids are like, like they run in the crowd, And then she looks at you and she's like, "Oh, can I help you?"
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yes.
I know. Well, first off, how's the finger?
Fine. She like moves her pinky. She's like, "Totally fine."
Well, how old are you actually? Sorry, if that's a little rude.
Your audio is a little garbled. Like,
Audio? Oh,
yeah, there you
I
go.
was saying,
That's better.
how old did you say you were exactly? Sorry if that comes off rude. But
Oh, she's like, after 1,000 years, you don't really mind anymore. I'm about 2,000 years old.
oh boy, you know anything about the Fey Wilds or anything like that? Because I may need to head anywhere. So
She's like, I know a bit of the Feywilds, but I've never traveled there. I've just know stories that I've heard. You would imagine that I would have to go there. I've luckily run into merchants that I was going to go, but they sold me material that made it so I didn't have to. But I'll say this much: there's a bar in town. There's a guy there. His name's Maddock. He's an old gnome, and his eye is shut. He was hurt in a fight years ago. He went to the Feywild all the time, got strange material, had strange tales, and we would barter things. He would tell me a tale, and I would give him a material. So Maddock, that's the gnome you want to look for. He's in town. He'd be the one to know all about the Feywild. In fact, I've heard he'd charter expeditions to the Feywild, like charge people to go. Which, in my opinion, hearing all the stories that I heard, that would be the right way to go about it, because time, there's no real sense of time in the Feywild if you're not Fey, and so it's very disconcerting and disorienting for people.
I'm Faye. Oh.
no.
Well, now I have a Fey character that if we ever go to the Feywild, he's gonna be like, "Fuck, like this place sucks."
Back.
Yeah. Can we go back somewhere else? Yeah, that's what she says. She's like,
Are you satisfied running this booth here? Does this make is this what you want to do? Would you like to tag along with us?
She's like, "I
You
can't
can help us
leave
along
the
the way.
booth." She says, "But I will say this is fulfilling. I'm always making strange potions, getting strange materials, seeing how they
Don't
work."
you want to go to strange places?
She's like, "I did when I was only 1,000 years old, but after 1,000 years, I don't mind being here. Thank you, though."
So let me ask you a question. You being 2000 and all, you were around during the Great War.
Yeah, I was.
What do you know about or do you have any ideas of things that we might need if we're fighting Big Bad?
She's like, "Well," she says, "there has been word on the road about draconians coming again, and if that's true, then that means..."
Oh, we've been fighting Draconians.
She's like, "That's right." She's like, "Well, I'll say that if you are fighting a dragon lance would be very handy, but not many people have those anymore. If you can find one, that would be pretty amazing."
Yeah, we're not worried about that. That's not a problem.
Do you want her to? Do you want to like deceive her? Do you? Is it okay if she knows? Because she's pretty insightful. By you saying that, she might have a chance to figure out. I've just rolled. She might have a chance to figure out like, you guys have a Dragonlance, or do you care? Or you can deceive her and be like, you could be like,
We know of one.
oh. She's like, I've heard a lot of legends of the North. If you find one up there, I mean, that would be pretty insane. But, then I've always heard the problem with Dragonlances is whenever they got broken in battle, they had to be reforged, which was always a pain.
And that ends up being the problem because the one that we know of is broken. So finding somebody who can forge it,
She's like,
you have
although I was alive back then, I didn't serve in the military. I don't know. I've read about how to reforge one. She's like, I have some books, but they're old fables, and I don't know if any of them do any good. They're like children's stories. So I don't know if they do any good in reforging the blade, but I have some legends here about the Dragonlance themselves, or people using the Dragonlance. And she like motions under her table. She has like a little cloth, like little bookshelf under there.
Would she be able to tell us about the fables, just like in summary of how to repair Dragonlance?
She's like, well, to be honest, although they're children's book, they're kind of very similar. A lot of them deal with an altar. And somebody who is like me, who, she goes, not a merchant, but somebody who knows the ways of the Dragonlance that can reforge it. It's probably one of the most famous stories, and that's why it keeps getting reprinted. There's obviously Huma. He was a big... I'm actually sick of reading his story. Because it just keeps getting reprinted. Like every 50 years, they print another version, and she's like, it's this guy again. She's like, usually it takes someone with a lot of knowledge or a lot of magical power and an altar or temple somewhere. And I imagine the wastes... And she like, this is when she actually gets quiet, leans in, she goes, if it's true, and the city of Lost Names is there in the north, like a lot of the military thinks, there's a lot of powerful things up in the north, I've heard. The King of Istar thousands of years ago was doing a lot of experiments up there. There has to be some way to recharge whatever he was doing. I mean, if it's all true, and you can find this Dragonlance is broken, she said, I don't think it's hyperbole to say that you could probably reforge it up there somehow. You just have to find it. She said, but I'll give you this. And she like reaches under the table and she hands one of you guys, she like just puts a book out. I don't care who grabs it, but she puts it out and says, this is probably the best legend. It has a map of the North, and there was an old kender named Jondi who liked to wander, and he turned it into a book. But when he came back, he didn't talk to people about his journey. So I would say that this sounds like it could be a very accurate way to map the North. A lot of people think it's a kid's story with cool maps, but you can find something very helpful in here.
So let's look at that map real quick. And then I pull out my map and look at that map.
Okay.
Do they look basically identical?
They do, but in like the middle of the map, there is an X, like dead set in the middle of the map, and it's got that like hand drawn thing of gold, like the little pile of gold right next to it. Mm-hmm. And it has a rune. You're a mage. Give me an Arcana check.
Arcana.
Are you rolling real dice, or because I got a D&D Beyond up?
Ooh!
Wow, that rune. It says it's the rune. It's one of the runes that you have seen in teleportation circles. So like when you're reading spells that have to deal with teleportation circles and stuff, it's one of the runes. It's like the activation rune for the teleportation circle.
I asked her if she knows what that rune is.
She looks at it and she's like, of course, I've read that book about 5 times. It's a mage, teleportation circle. It's one of the runes, and although I'm not a mage, I know I've seen that room a few times. So, I mean, it would probably be used to activate a gate of teleportation if there was one around.
Yes, they do. They do.
She's like, well, that would be incredible. You know, when I was young, I really could have used those instead of walking everywhere.
Well, to be honest with you, between you and me, it sounds like there's some up there
She's like, well,
that
that would.
nobody know, that people don't really.
She's like,
There's
that'd be
written.
marvelous.
They're written in books, but since nobody goes up there, you don't know where they're actually going to.
Mm. She's like, well, if you need anything, let me know. I wish you luck. I've heard the whole military is going up north.
One quick question.
Of course.
What's that dude? What's that dude's name? Slytherin, Sullivan, Schmitty.
That's like 4 names. Who?
The guy on fire. That guy that's on fire. You know, with the purple fire.
Soth? Lord Soth?
Soth.
He's-
Soth. Yeah. Okay.
He's like one of the most. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. You guys talked about Soth before. What other question do you have about Soth?
Oh,
Oh, that's right. We did. Never mind.
Well, I mean, I thought you had a new question about him or something.
I was just going to say, because she already said there's not really a way to kill him.
I mean, it's like children's books and legends. You know, is there a way to do it? Who knows? Like people have tried. She did mention that his keep is powerful, but you know,
That's right. So if we find his keep, we might be able to.
yeah, there might be
destroy him.
you know, like Harry Potter, there might be a Horcrux there or something that you could like. Who knows? You know, it's where he lives, right? So
Gotcha. I remember that now.
yeah.
Okay.
So she's like,
Onward.
where do you want to? So you have your rations. Is there? O'Grady, is there anything you want to ask her? You found out about the Feywild a bit.
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
Got somebody to get a source for that. Decide to do that.
And then,
Did
yeah.
the guy already pay us the deposit for it? By the way,
Yeah, he did when you were leaving the croissant shop. We kind of ended quickly, but he gave you the deposit to go. Sorry, I'm taking a note too. Yeah, so you guys are kind of ready to go, and I'd say after the dickering, if you guys want to get something to eat, it's like kind of like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Because you guys
I
went
think
to
we
service.
should definitely start heading over.
yeah, 100%.
Do you
It's
guys
time to
want
get
to go to
busy.
the
We've been
docks?
sitting
or-
around for too long.
It's been 2 days. You're like, oh my god, it's been so long.
let's do it. Fucking out of here.
Yep. We'll start going. We'll camp on the road. Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, you're just going to the dock. I mean, that's where everybody's mustering. Remember Darrett?
Oh, yeah.
Remember Darrett was like, come to the docks. We're all shipping up there. You know.
That's right.
Right.
Oh,
So,
Rocky
guys,
Rocky Talkies. We need to get those.
Yeah,
Rocky Talkies. Oh yeah, we need to get to Tina.
Okay.
All right. Tatina. Let's
Okay.
go.
You guys get to Tatina's, and when you come in, you like knock on the door, and you knock on the door, and you hear from behind the door, "Come in." You hear her say, "Come in."
We'll just bust through the door like Kramer. Oh my god!
Oh, I thought you meant like
You
kick
have no
it down. Like, why would you do that? Like, why would you ruin her door? She's so nice. You kind of like look around the room, and there's like, you know, candles lit and everything, and you see like what we would consider lamps. You see like these things hanging from the ceiling with like gems in them, and the gems are glowing. And on the walls and stuff. Yeah, Uriel's getting excited.
Is it sexy time?
Yeah, the disco things appear, and you're like, "Hey, woo, it's time to go." Yeah. So, but you see on the walls like parts of automatons, like hanging from the walls. One of them is you see an automaton. It looks like a spider. That's like a man-sized spider, but it's in chunks, and it's in the corner. And you hear like, "Come in." You hear that again.
I'm coming.
Yeah,
Um,
we go in pursuit.
When you say that, you see the eyes of 2 of the automatons that are leaning against the wall. They animate, and you see them pull their swords and they start coming for you. Everybody roll initiative.
Oh,
I'll record your guys' initiative. Yeah.
18. Ah, crap.
18, 19,
10.
20. Oh, you got a 10? Damn.
Martok got a 10.
Yeah.
Uriel got an 18. And then what'd you get, O'Grady? A 19? You got a 19.
So I'll log into Tailspire.
It may be. Oh, okay. Well, I was just gonna use Theater of the Mind. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it's down, not where. Well, I mean. So Grady, you get to go first. You got a 19.
Right.
Two. They look like humanoid automatons. They have shields and a sword. You've seen them before, like walking around the markets and everything. They're actually kind of big and beefy. One just looks at you because you like step forward first, and he just like beeline straight towards you. But you get to go first before he swings or anything.
Oh. Looks like I'm going to do my signature move.
The ape.
Yep, ape out.
Okay. That's your bonus action. You're fine. You still have an action.
Yep. And then I'm close enough to attack, right?
Yeah, you can punch him. I mean, he's within 5 feet of you.
Well, I'll hit him with a multi-attack.
All right.
Fists.
Punch. Can't you punch twice?
Yeah, and that is D6 plus 3.
Well, you got to roll the hit first, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Joy. Sorry.
He's like,
Sorry, it's been a while.
It's an auto hit.
Right, yeah. Okay, so I got.
Whoa, and that 20. All right, now roll for damage.
All right. All right, so 6 plus 3 is 9.
Yeah, and then double. Roll the 1d6 again. Because it doubled.
And 5, so 9.
11, 19? Or what'd you say, plus 3?
That's
That'd be 14?
17.
17? Yeah, you just swing into him, and you actually dent the metal on the side in his shield. He tried to absorb it, but you got right under his rib cage, and then you hit him again right across the chest piece, and when you punch him again, it's a big dent in the face of his armor. It would be Uriel's turn.
How close is this person to me?
Well, there's one to the right that O'Grady's fighting, and the one to the left, and the one to the left is 10 feet from you.
Okay, so I can hit him with a ray of frost.
Sure can. What does he have to roll again? Is it a con save? Or it's an attack? It's just an attack? Yeah, 25 hits.
25 to hit.
But then if he fails his con, isn't he slowed? I always forget that with Ray of Frost.
Creature attack takes 1d8 damage. And speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of next turn.
Oh, automatically. There's no
So
save.
so I hit him, so
That's okay. Okay. So give me the 1d8 damage.
it's 2d8.
Oh, nice.
And that's 6, so it doesn't matter.
What do you mean it doesn't
6
matter?
damage.
Oh, yeah. So you hit
I mean,
him.
it matters, but
Yeah, if you wanted it to be like 20, I get it. You hit him and you see him do that thing where it's like, and he actually tries to pull his sword out and swing you, and he's like, it's all fast, and then the ray hits him and he like slows down. You see icicles forming around his gears and everything. And do you want to do anything else or move or?
do I have?
I mean, you can move around him because you're 10 feet from him.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna move around so he don't hit me.
Okay. Martok, it's your turn.
All right. I'm going to move up into his face.
Be like, hey, the frozen guy?
The frozen guy. So I'm between him and my mage.
Uh-huh.
And
My
I'm going to
mage.
do green
Oh,
flame.
that's so cute, Uriel. You're his mage now. He's like, I got you, bro. Don't,
I got you, bro.
Don't do it. Don't hurt yourself.
All right. And then, I'm swinging in. I'm casting Green Flame Blade, which has a swing, of course. As we know.
Part of the
So
spell.
fire to ice makes boom.
Natural 20
Natural
for
20.
31. To hit. 20 damage plus green flame blade.
Wow.
26
So you
26
just like
damage.
cleave with your greatsword, and he just explodes. Like your blade goes through him, and then when he explodes, it's like the T1000. Like the pieces hit the ground because they're frozen and they like shatter. You know, so
Oh shit!
you just broke him into like a shit ton of pieces. So there's
It
only
was
go ahead.
the other robot thing close by?
He was 10 feet away. How far does
10
Green?
feet.
How is it? 5 feet. So he
5
has to be
feet,
like
yeah.
right next to him.
Like literally right next to him. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's 10 feet. So it's it was going to be that guy's turn, but it's not because he's dead. So it's the other automaton. He's swinging at you, O'Grady. What's your AC as an ape? I always forget. I only think it's like a 12.
12.
Yeah, 12.
Yep, it's a 12.
We got like a lot of hit points. I'm
He
saying.
hit you with a 15, but one of his swings, he went to hit you, and you just like, you're not fast as an ape, but you just like moved your head. It was a bad swing. The other one hits you in the shoulder, and he only does 2 points of damage. He is, yeah. It is now. Oh, great! It's your turn. You're top of the order.
Stick with the same thing. Yeah.
The multi attack.
Yeah, so that's-
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I missed.
No, that's a nat one. But you got one more. You got one more hit. So roll for the.
But you can't drop your fists.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
you
man.
just swing. But what happens is the first one just misses. He's like really quick. The second one, he brings his shield up, and you hear that like he's got a wood shield, but it's got steel behind it. Martok, you can see from the angle that it's like steel reinforced, and there's like wood planks in the front that have been sanded down. You hear that clang, and it like reverberates through the room or whatever, like it doesn't do anything. So it should be Uriel's turn.
Yep. Ray of Frost.
You're like, it works so well. Yeah, that
21.
hit. 21 hit him.
4.
Okay. Well, he's still frozen. You see that same thing where
He
you
is.
hit him, and since you're next to him and he was focused on O'Grady, as you're blowing the ray of frost on him, he does that like slow turn, like he's annoyed, but it's slowed down. So he's like, it's like it's all the icicles growing on his neck and everything. Martok, it's your turn again.
I don't know how the angle works, but I'm gonna kind of slide in, like run towards the guy. And
I mean,
then...
you're only 10 feet away from him, so you just like
Oh,
step
okay.
up. Really, he's like right there.
Oh, okay. And then same dealio.
All
We
right.
did green flame blade
Are
there.
you gonna get a Greenfield is a cantrip, isn't it?
It's a cantrip, yeah.
Hell yeah. You gonna get a nat 20 again?
No, we took
Well-
22.
Oh, to hit though,
To
yeah,
hit.
because you're swimming twice.
I'm just swinging once.
Well, you got an 11 plus. Oh, plus 11. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit him with a 22, of course. For some reason, I thought that was an advantage. For some reason, 16 is
No.
pretty good.
16 plus 7, so that's what's that?
23.
23. Yeah. Whoa.
You hit him, and the same thing happens. He doesn't; those pieces don't shatter. But when you hit him with the, stab him with the blade, like it, like he like comes apart. Like the parts hit the ground, and then, but his head's still there. And when you stab him, and he was looking at you, you see the ice break off, and he looks at you, and then he goes, like powers down, like he's like, damn it, like, after you kill this thing, you hear like, I'm here. Come in.
Is there a door?
You hear it from upstairs. There's like an upstairs.
I'm gonna Eldritch Blast the ceiling where I hear the sound coming from.
Okay.
I'm starting to go up the stairs.
Okay, you go up the stairs.
And I'm just like,
So
they come downstairs.
I'm gonna do this. O'Grady, what do you want to do? Are you watching to see what happens?
yeah.
Do you go back being your furbug? Are you still an ape? Are you pissed off that you missed that last time? Or
Pissed off and I'm spinning in circles.
like you just you knock over her dishes and her books and everything. You just O'Grady, what the heck, man? What's going on? So what I'm gonna do this. Martok, as pure luck, I'm gonna let you use your necklace. You're gonna add that to a luck roll and just give me a custom D20 roll.
All right. All right.
So add, what is it, 2 to your result of your D20 roll?
Oh yeah, where is that?
Your necklace is
diamond brooch of persuasion.
Yeah, just add that to what if it says +2 or whatever.
Well, I'm just saying
proficiency, so I add 3 to my D20. I gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that same voice, same tone, 3 times.
So I'm gonna do
Something's
this.
not right.
So, Uriel, you bound up the stairs. You come up, and there's just a big open area with it's a nice bed in the corner, but this is obviously also a lab. You see beakers set up with everything. As you get to the top of the stairs, you see a device on the table, like a glowing stone, and as you look at it, and it flashes I'm up here, and then you see the Eldritch Blast blow the floor out, and the thing fall down. And so Martok blew it down, and Martok's there, and you see this device, the crystal just break. This whole it's like on a sconce, this bottle. It's sitting on top, and there's legs, and sitting on a little stand, and you blew it out, and when it hits the ground, it just shatters, and it was glowing, and it stops glowing. And then, so it's Uriel runs up and is like, what the heck? And then he just falls down. And he's like, what? And then Martok, it falls right in front of you. O'Grady is destroying her stuff and her notes spinning around crazily. You hear this, and out of the back room, there's a basement. Out of the basement, a door opens up where you thought it was just a wardrobe cupboard, in the corner. It bursts open, and Tatina's there, and she's got soot. She goes, what happened? She's just there's the automatons are destroyed. O'Grady's wrecking her literal shop. This crystal is destroyed on the ground. And I'll just say, for the heck of it, there's a water spring. No, it's always in the comedy. There's water from a pipe spring somewhere, what is happening? But she's just what are you doing? What happened?
We knocked on the door. Somebody said, come in. And we're okay. We walked in. We're hello. And
O'Grady, do you stop spinning while he's doing that? Or
he's just still smashing.
She's she goes, she puts her hands up and she's like, is your friend okay? And we
had a kerfuffle. He'll work himself out. He just needs to work it off.
You know what, O'Grady? Go ahead, really quickly. O'Grady, give me just a straight custom D20 roll. Go ahead, Uriel. What were you gonna say?
I was and then as we walked in, 2 automatons attacked us. After we defeat the automatons, they're I'm upstairs.
She's like, oh, O'Grady, you get incredibly dizzy. On your nat 20, you're just oh, this gorilla, he's against the wall. You're and you do that thing that big, we've all been to zoos where they just sit down, and they look dejected. Yeah. We've all been to a zoo and you're like, what happened to that girl? What happened to that? That's O'Grady right now. He's he's holding his head,
I'll just pat him on the back that's good, O'Grady. O'Grady smash.
So he did really smash. He did. He literally did smash. You see Tatina, she's it worked. It worked. She's are you guys? She just bounds over one of the broken automatons. She's it worked. This is great. And you see her run over, but she looks at you, O'Grady, and she starts going through the stuff you knocked over and finds a notebook the bookcase is broken, and she's looking. She pulls a notebook out and pulls a pencil, a little golf pencil, licks it and starts writing down. She goes, it worked. So everybody give me a perception check.
13.
Not bad.
21.
17.
That voice that was saying I'm here was her.
Oh,
So
gotcha,
she's like,
gotcha.
it worked. She's like, she looks around. She's like, that's a good thing. But you broke, and she looks at you, Mark. She's like, but you broke the crystal. Oh,
No.
She
We were
like-
thinking bad thoughts. We were in
We
a bad
thought
place.
something happened to you. We thought something bad was going on. That's why we like freaked out.
she's like, well,
Mhm.
she goes, are you guys here for the Rocky Talkies?
Yeah.
And
She's like, well, I mean, we're going to go soon. Darrett sent me a letter. He said they're getting ready at the dock, which is fine. I was trying to finish a few things before I left, but I mean, it worked. I mean, I need to refix the automatons, but then she looks down at the one that's just a pile of like basic ash
Yeah.
that you like disintegrated. She's like, well, that I'm just going to have to build a new one. But the important part is that it worked. This is a good security system. You guys, I mean, you're talented warriors, but like, you
It
know,
worked out well.
yeah, she's like,
Common riffraff would keep
I
them
mean,
out.
to a regular person, that would have been bad, but
Yeah.
yeah, she's like, I mean, it's so great. It worked. All right. Anyway, and she looks at you. Are you still in your 8 form, O'Grady, or have you like sucked?
I'm going to flip back now.
So you like, you shrink down to you, and she's like, good thing I didn't have the Rocky Talkies down here. And she goes back down through the wardrobe. If you guys look down the wardrobe, you see it open and there's like a false back. So there is actually clothes there, but she's got that open and you see a stairwell going down, like stone steps going down. And you hear, she's like, 1 second. And you hear stuff being moved. And she comes back up. She's got her backpack that you guys have seen her have before. She's got like the drones you guys saw before on the back, like hooked to the back. She's got it strapped up, and she goes, here, I only have 2. And she pulls out like a really nice box, like a carved box. She goes, I'll let you guys open it. You'll be the first ones to open it in that box.
Nice.
open.
Well, yeah, I guess let's open it.
You open it, and then you see 2 curved stones that like are like they're slightly glowing a little bit. And then they glow and then they die. And she's like, there you go. She's like, here, I'll show you. And she puts one right behind her ear, like a Bluetooth device.
Oh, okay.
And the other one,
and
yeah,
do
she
the
goes,
same thing.
I only have 2, and you guys probably only have a range of, hang on. And she pulls out the book, that she saved, blows the dust off it again, kind of like goes, she's like, a mile and a half. You have a range of a mile and a half. And you probably have energy for like maybe 8 hours. But she goes, I did this thing. And you look in the, she like grabs the box and she points to the corner. She goes, there's these 4 stones. These can charge the device. So you just put it back in here and they'll charge them.
Nice.
She's like, I call it a charging case, but I'm working on that. There's got to be a better word for it. That's a dumb name. And she goes, but
Call it the rock bottom.
she's like, you people are good at this. She just like looks around. She's like, but I want to keep the box because at the end of the day, I mean, I know you guys are going to use them in the field, but when you guys are done using them, not only to put them in the back to charge, but like, she goes, you know what? It won't do any good here. Take the box, but I need all that back. Make sure nothing. She goes, she looks right at you, O'Grady. She's like, don't go smashing on me with these. It's a prototype and it took a long time to make them. I was up a lot of hours. Please, O'Grady, don't break these. Don't.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Sorry about the place.
She's
Got
like,
some stuff bottled up. It exploded.
she's like, I was going to paint a sign that said my only domestic quality is that I live in a house. And I was going to put it right here. I'll clean all of this up later. And she gets her bag. She goes, you ready to go? Let's go to the docks.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
Let's do it.
All right.
You guys got your rations. You got the Rocky Talkies. You guys...
Chuck it in my bag, or do you want it Uriel or
I'll put it in mine.
Yeah, who do you want to give the other one to, Like if you guys split up or...
So Uriel, you
Or-
have a book
Yep.
and
Or if you want to give the
Okay.
other one to Darrett, right? You're going to...
Darrett. I think Darrett would be the.
Because you could radio
But-
back to him, Because you guys were like the scouting people, right? That were going to go ahead. So...
Yeah.
let me let my dogs out. They're
You're good.
complaining
Go to
about
the
me.
bathroom real quick.
Oh, all right. Yeah, man. Fade, it seems like your audio is only good if you like are like on your, you know what I mean? Like,
Feeding in like this.
yeah, I don't know. Do you even have like AirPods or anything, or is that not your? Is your laptop so old that it would be like, what are these?
Shit's old. I gotta get this shit up or something.
Well, I mean, it's expensive. I know. I mean, maybe you could ask Jesse, but you know, being in tech, sometimes I get hardware. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes I get some hardware. Didn't Todd say he had something too? Didn't he say he had an extra laptop or something?
So
You could probably ask him.
yeah. I'm definitely I'm gonna try to get a new headset, I think. Sometime next week. I just gotta wait till I get paid again.
Yeah, that Logitech one, even though I don't know if the Prime deal's going on, it wasn't that much. I mean, whatever you find, I mean, it'll probably be
Yeah.
good.
Oh,
I just thought Logitech's a good brand, and that was a pretty good deal I saw on them. I think it was like $18 for that headset. Mm.
Yeah, my IT, we don't have extra stuff that come out
Wow.
very often. I have some
Well, Todd-
I have a firewall.
Oh, Todd, didn't you say you had like an extra laptop sitting around? I saw it, or something, or
yeah, I was looking at it.
is it just so old it isn't worth it? Like it's like, man, I turned this thing on and
No,
it smokes.
I just need to. I need to delete everything on it because it's got all my old schoolwork and stuff on
You
it.
gotta like format it or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask Jesse because it was asking me if I wanted to re-upload everything from the cloud or just buy the
Oh,
machine, and I was like,
from the like a reset or something like that, like
yeah,
it reinstalls.
like a
Oh yeah,
default reset.
yeah, you can do that. It just well, it's easier basically. It just takes a little more time. It'll
What,
download
doing it on
Windows from the cloud, yeah, instead of
Oh,
installing it
okay.
in person or in hardware.
Yeah.
You just need to make sure you have an internet connection when you do it, and then leave it for a long time, basically.
Like overnight, like do that and just say, here, you do.
Well, like because I just did it for my wife's, and because we had some problem that only that fixed. It's like, oh, but it just take a couple hours.
Oh. I'd be one of those people to do it overnight because I'm like, I don't want to be bothered. I'm just gonna wake up in the morning and have it done. And
Yeah, I have to like relog in and then let it do its like 50 screens and then leave again and then come back. And it's sort of
log in like 4 times. Are you sure you want to do this type thing? You're like, yes. Then they
yeah.
ask you again.
Oh, we're gonna set up your profile. What's your name? And it just will not proceed unless you put stuff in.
All right.
So you have to like interact with it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the cloud thing is good.
All right.
Bob.
You guys, Bob the Cloud. You guys are headed to the dock, and when you guys are getting there, Martok, you see a lot of soldiers. A lot of like you get to the dock, and there's like 200 people at this dock, and they're loading 3 ships. And you see Darrett. You know, people are running up to him with like clipboards, and he's ordering people. You see him yelling. Like those green guys you saw in the barracks before with the green sashes, you know, you see him yelling at a bunch of them, like, you know, do this, do that. Captains come on up to him. You guys kind of stroll in. People are like moving around. You see all these shops. He sees you and he like flags you over.
Yeah, I'll go over there.
You're like, damn it, he outranks me. I have to do what he says.
I mean, just barely. Like it was like a day difference.
You're like 3 days. You're like, damn it.
I'm the older brother. It's like by 3 seconds. Shut the
Yeah, we're twins. You were born like 50 minutes before me or something. Yeah. He goes, oh, I see you, and he sees Tatina. He's like, oh, I see you got Tatina. I was actually going to send a courier for her. That's good. Are you guys ready to go?
Indeed, we are.
Great.
Yes.
So he goes, here's what's going to happen. You'll be on the Marrow. That's the name of the ship. It's right there, and he points. He goes, they're pretty much ready to go. He said, I'll tell you this much. There's going to be a point that they're going to drop anchor. He goes, we're going to slow down to almost a crawl. He goes, to be completely transparent, I'm going to make you guys go in a rowboat and you're going to scout ahead. If there's a way that you can get a signal back to me, that would be great.
Oh
And,
my God.
Oh,
you see Tatina
is
elbows one of you, you know? She's just like,
and I'm
Yeah.
like, well, now that we've got our little princess here, we might be able to deal with that.
you see him go,
I open up the bag and I pull out the box.
he's like, what is this? And Tina's like, I call it, and she looks at O'Grady. This box is called the Rock Bottom, which I think it was a bit of genius, if I don't say so. Thanks, O'Grady. But these here, and she like puts one, like shows him, you know, puts it behind her ear. Then she gives it to him, and he slowly does it. And then she goes, you know, she backs away. She's like, and whispers, she's like, you can hear me, right? And you see his head. She's like, I can hear you. Can you hear me? And she's like, I hear you. She's like, she goes, you got about 1.5 miles, and you have a charge for like half a day. So you could put it in this box and recharge it. And she's like explaining everything. And he's like, that's a pretty amazing. Did you make these? And she's like, I did. I made them myself. But these are just prototypes, so be careful. And Darrett's like, do you think you could make more of these? She's like, we're still at the testing phase. I don't even know. That material was hard to come by, and it took me a couple of sleepless nights too, to be exact, since when I got into town. It was, I'm tired. And he's like, okay, I'm sorry. You could go. We have quarters. He's like, we have quarters for you right next to mine. Thank you for going on the journey with them. Has anybody, and he looks at you guys, she goes off on one of the, on the gangplank, like moves around people. And he's like, have you guys seen Adric at all?
Have we?
We saw Edric earlier.
Yeah, you saw him earlier, but you haven't seen him lately.
I was like, we saw him earlier, but no. Actually,
we weren't looking
I've seen
for him either.
today.
Yeah.
No. And as
No,
you guys
we did see him today because he was with us when we left the church.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, then he kind of ducked into the crowd. As you guys are talking, he's running up. He's like, and you see he's got this massive scroll case. It looks like a sword strapped to his back with like his pack and all this stuff. And he's got like these scroll cases like in his tunic stuff. He's like, reporting for duty, sir. And he like salutes, and you see Darrett's like, at ease.
And I'll say at ease.
You see Darrett just look at you, and he grins. He's like, all right.
I'm outranking him too, so fuck it.
Which one of us is going to be a dick fast? That's really like, which one of us is going to make it? Adric's like, sorry, just I had to get some map stuff and some scrolls to write everything down. No one's really been up here, and I've been doing a lot of research. I want to see if this stuff is real. Man, this is going to be great. He's like, what ship are we on? And Darrett's
you're with us on the Harrow. The Harrow, right?
Marrow.
the Marrow.
Marrow.
Yeah, the Marrow.
Marrow.
Look at that. I remembered.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you in 5 minutes, and it won't be... You'll be like, yeah.
Where did the Harrow come from? I don't know what that reference is from.
I think you've been taking too many cues from me.
Oh, yep, you're rubbing off. My 3 pounds of tapioca in there is just...
It's sloshing around your brain, just affecting your memory. I like Todd's like, I may rub off at you. If you threaten me enough, I may write something down. You just have to threaten me 2 or 3 more times, and I could write a note. Yeah, so everybody he's like, I'm just ready, and he's like, just let me go. And as, so people come up to Darrett again, he's like, whenever you guys are ready, just board. You might want to check out, the lifeboat and all that. You'll see the one I'm talking about. He's like, I had it checked. It actually has, it has a woman carved into the front of the ship. Which, if I knew, it's like, right at the prow of the ship, like the front, like there's actually something carved into it. It's like nicer than a lifeboat, basically. He's like, that's the one you guys will be using. It's the pride of the Morrow, and it's a good scout vessel. It's sleek in the water, can get where faster, and it can actually hold everybody here. So
we accept. Well, I say we start getting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Board. Yeah.
We're ready to go.
So you guys board. Like a lot of the soldiers are looking at you, and without rolling perception, lot of green sashes, not a lot of like experienced soldiers, but O'Grady, you see like livestock, like, you know, in containers, in crates and everything, chickens, a couple cows. You know, they, and I looked up your character. You have speak with leaf and animal or whatever, where you don't need to cast a spell slot. It's a Furbolg thing. It's not a druid thing. So you like they're in the cages, and these animals are pissed. The chickens are like, I was just in the hen house, and then yoink! Next thing I know, I'm in this crate. They're gonna have to wait for that egg. Like, they're bitching at each other, you know, and the other one's like, I know, I was sleeping, and then I was eating some grub. Like, they're just bitching. And you see this cow right next to him, and he's, like, eating. You know, they have, like, a little hay down there, and he's eating, and he's like, hey, man. And he just goes back to eating. He just looks right at you, and he's like, hey. You see people milling in. You hear a massive horn blow. Everybody hears 3 horns blow simultaneously. The ships pull off the dock, and you guys start heading towards the wastes. And that's where we're going to leave it, because we got a couple more minutes left. So that's where we're going to leave it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of glad you didn't get the donkey, because I didn't know how the scout ship thing was going to be like, and we got to get the donkey on the boat. So everybody make an animal handling check with disadvantage to try to get the donkey.
Okay, go Grady.
Yeah.
You hold the donkey.
Yeah.
I mean, Grady and I.
I'm a dog.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. O'Grady's like, I actually don't need the horse. I could just become a horse and just ride next to you guys and not be tired.
And I have speak with animals, so I could just ask it to get onto the boat.
Oh, I would be ready
too,
for that role play interaction. Come on, man. What's your name? Greg. Like, well, Greg, we really need you to get on the boat. Not gonna happen, man. Not, he's like got a cigarette hanging from his lips. Not gonna happen, man. Like, just like not gonna happen.
Animals have cigarettes.
Who's giving them out?
Am I the only one seeing this?
That'd be funny. Martok's actually like, no, I actually did see this one, but so that makes the squirrel thing not seem crazy.